Hey Gorillas, Serge here. I'm really excited to introduce Gorilla Farm University to everybody. What Gorilla Farm University is, it's a series of videos that I put together to provide some possible solutions or to touch on a lot of the topics that are brought up frequently through our chat or through social media that I would see a lot of people bring up. Everything from not just the basics like the ring system and elevation and wind and all that good stuff, but also tips and tricks on the game that I've learned throughout the years. I've gathered a lot of information in the 6.5 years that I've been playing, and by no means am I an expert in this game, nor do I claim to be, and that's not the purpose of this video, these series of videos. Rather, the purpose of these videos is to gather all of that information that I have picked up, and not just from experts, but fellow players, fellow clan members that have provided their tips and tricks and share them in one location. I love the game of Golf Clash. I love giving back. In fact, the reason for the name of Gorilla Farm, for those that don't know, is that my whole intent from the beginning, when I first started playing, I was with another clan, and I built my own clan because I wanted to help those that were starting out, beginners and intermediate players that needed a little bit of help with the game. So I wanted to farm GC gorillas, right, to farm them and help them become better players. And that's just my way of giving back. I enjoy the game. I enjoy giving back, and this is like I said, this is just something that I enjoy. So I'm confident that you're gonna find something in these videos that are gonna prove to be helpful and useful in your game. Now, a lot of times I get a lot of people that tell me that they just don't have the right clubs, and they lack the club level to be able to truly compete. And I realized that I've noticed that the biggest thing about that whole equation, it isn't necessarily that you don't have the right, or you lack the right club, but rather that you lack the information on the club that you're using and how to properly use it. A perfect example of that is the checkpoint challenge that GC recently brought out. In one of my baby accounts, which is Super Surge, I've won 40 to 50 games straight in checkpoint challenge, or winning streak rather. And I've done that because and something I want to teach you and show you how I was able to do that. And I was able to do it because I was better prepared. I understood each club, because since you play with the same clubs, you're each given the same clubs. I understood from the beginning, as soon as I see what clubs I'm using, I know how to prepare, set that club up, and sometimes use the necessary ball, because there are advantages to using stronger balls and weaker balls depending on which hole you're playing. So by no means do I promote any money to be spent on this game, but because that's a personal thing, and that's based on your budget and your personal preference. So I don't necessarily touch on that. I will tell you though, this game is made to make money. I mean, that's the reality, guys. So if you realize that, you're going to realize that there are going to be some game advantages if you do invest on the right things, like a decent ball pack. If you're going to, as you move up in tournament play and levels, also in tours, because even though, there are a lot of guys that are out there playing with free to play balls, perfect. But when you're up against someone who does have leveled up clubs, you may need to even the play field by maybe using a stronger ball. That isn't always the case. These are rarities, but having that at your disposition or at your disposal is something that is a plus. The other thing that I do mention, and again, I'm going to touch on all these things, and this is just an introductory video. I know I'm not going to be able to cover everything I'd like to cover in this introduction, but I just want to let you know that it's a lot of information. How to properly play checkpoint challenge, ring system, the basics, ring system, elevation, wind, how to understand what the elevation is, even if you don't know what the percentage is on the field, just by being able to zoom into the actual ring to the bullseye. So all of that has advantages. How to understand the difference between elevation and wind, because the wind is affected, or the ball is affected by the wind while it's up in the air, and you have to understand that, and you have to understand, or you should understand, it would be helpful if you understood how to curl a ball to compensate for that variance of typically 5 points of wind per percentage of curl, and all that stuff. I want to bring to the table not just how to understand the advantages and disadvantages of overpowering a shot, when not to, and also how to underpower a shot, especially when you come across issues like being right in between two clubs, especially on a shootout. So all of those things have a lot of value. So I'm going to try to put these and generalize these and give them titles based on the general purpose of the video, but you're going to realize that there is a lot of things that my son likes to call Easter eggs. There are a lot of little tips and tricks within each one of these videos based on if the need arises at that point, and I'll make mention of it and bring it up. The biggest return that I can get from this, guys, is your feedback and your input on what you like, what works, what doesn't work, and just as important, what you use, right? Because again, the whole purpose of this is to help one another, right? And bring value to our fellow clanmates and to other GC players. So I recommend that you watch each video, provide the feedback, and I'll also touch on, as you are progressing on the tours, what to look out for as you, what clubs to set yourself up for as you increase and realize that sometimes even on your drivers, your precision is more valuable than your power club. So again, a lot of information. I hope you find this useful, and I hope that that I've served the purpose of creating real GC gorillas. All right, guys, so thanks for watching the videos, and I look forward to seeing you guys out on the digital green. All right, good luck.